Welcome! It's a great day to be a miner. This beautiful device is the Canaan Avalon Nano 3, and we've been getting tons of questions on this guy recently, and it is wildly popular, so we figured we'll set up another one. We'll address all of your questions and concerns and go over some tips and tricks. Before we do, let's go ahead and spin that intro. Alright, so here it is. It's the Avalon Nano 3, and we've got multiple of these things running already, and they have been wildly popular. Let's talk about what exactly it is first, and then, of course, we'll talk about why it's so popular, and then we'll dig into the rest of the nuances. So it's the Canaan Avalon Nano 3. It is a SHA-256 miner. That is the same algorithm as Bitcoin. So yeah, it's basically a Bitcoin solo miner, but it could also be used for pool mining. Not my thing, and I don't advise it, but yeah, this is a ASIC miner that runs on the SHA-256 algorithm, which is the same as Bitcoin. Before we tear into this guy today, we want to again reiterate that we have a huge announcement. We're doing a huge giveaway, and we've got GPUs, and we're going to even give one of these beautiful guys brand new away. We're going to give away some mini home miners, accessories, cables, etc., etc. So stay tuned for all of that and the details that will be coming down the pike. So now let's tear into today's topic. This is the Canaan Avalon Nano 3, and basically it is a Bitcoin ASIC. It mines on the SHA-256 algorithm, which happens to be the same algorithm as a Bitcoin. Why is this thing so wildly popular? Well, there's a number of reasons. We're going to talk about this thing, then we're going to actually set it up and get it mining and go over some nuances, some tips and tricks, and answer some of your questions that I've been receiving in the comments over and over again. So hopefully this will help you out. Again, if you haven't already checked it out, I have a really in-depth 30-some minute setup video. It's got timestamps so you can jump around in there, and it goes over all the nuances of setting this thing up and mining just on Bitcoin solo mining. Again, why is it so wildly popular? Well, obviously because Bitcoin and the whole crypto market is in such a boom right now that everybody wants to get in, everybody wants to try their hand. They want to either solo mine, they want to pool mine, they want to get some pieces of the game. The next reason that these guys are so popular is obviously the performance of them. These things have really surprisingly great performance, and of course at really decent efficiency. These things aren't power hungry. These aren't 3,000 watt devices. We'll talk about the specs in a few minutes, but they're very efficient. And then the price to performance, the cost of these things, these cost very little. Like, they are super affordable, which basically makes it so that they can get into the hands of Joe anybody. Joe anybody can go out there and buy one of these. We'll talk about all the buying options and the price coming up as well. And then lastly, they're so wildly popular because of the ease of use. So yeah, that's why they're so popular right now, and I figure why not open another one of these, set it up, get it mining, and again, we've got another one set and ready to give away right there. But without further ado, you know what time it is, baby. RGB knife, engage. That never gets old. So I'm not gonna say what's in the box, but what's in the box? Yeah, you know what's in the box. It's the Canaan Avalon Nano 3. It comes just like this. It is shrink wrapped. It's in a really nice tight box, kind of like a cell phone would come. A newer, nicer smartphone or tablet or device. Opens just like so. And there it is. This is the beautiful canary yellow, just like the one that's hashing away behind me right here, that has been hashing away untouched for quite many months. But yeah, there it is in all of its glory. That's all that's there. There's this box, and then there's just a little slip that gives you like a QR code for setup, and then the PSU. The PSU is just like a mini brick, plugs right into, this is a standard 120 power supply. before we get this thing set up and mining, let's go over some of the key questions down in the comments that keep showing up. Hash rates. You want to know hash rates. People want to know. Full power. It has 3 modes on this thing that are easily toggled with the little switch right here. And the 3 hash modes are full power, 140 watts, and it will do up to 4 terahash a second. Medium mode is 90 to 100 watts. This one behind me is running about 90, and it says that it'll run 3.2 terahash a second. And then you have low power mode that'll only do 65 watts and 2 terahash a second. So again, this one back here is running on medium mode. It just runs, and it's actually doing about 90 watts. And that's at the device, not at the wall. A little less or a little more power usage at the wall. You lose a little bit of efficiency in your power supply, and that's quite common. So if you're running 90 watts on the device, you might be running 100 watts at the wall. Next question, how much heat does this thing put out? Because it is actually advertised as a mini heater. It does put out a significant amount of heat, especially on the high power mode. If you're running more power, obviously you're putting out more heat. Right here on the front is how it exhausts out. It has a nice magnetic removable panel. If your device is getting too warm and toasty and feeling to the touch on the outside on the shell, recommend taking this guy off and just leaving it off so that you get a little bit better airflow. But yeah, let's fire up the heat gun. Red Panda's done some videos where he's actually showing how hot the internals of this guy get. And he put some little mini heat sinks on some of the key components inside to keep it nice and cool. If you're running on medium mode and you're using a stock power supply that's included, I wouldn't recommend opening this thing up. If you're going to be running in a hot area that's 90 Fahrenheit all the time, and you're running this on high mode, yeah, then maybe you want to open it up and put some heat sinks on it. But I'll get a reading real quick and tell you how much it's putting out on the medium mode and all the jazz. So the air that's coming out of this thing right on the front panel is about 40 to 50 C is the heat that's coming out directly on the front panel with the thermal laser. The device itself to the touch on the top is running between 30 and 40 C. And then the PSU itself is running around in the 40s. I keep the PSU up on its side like this to allow more heat to escape rather than laying it on its side. So that's just a little tip. But yeah, it puts out a good bit of heat. So if you want to use one of these to heat, say, a small room, or you want to heat by your desk area, these would be a great solution. Plug them in, set them up, get them mining, have them like right near you where you're going to keep nice and warm. And yeah, it's a great option. Next question, and one of the main biggest questions that I'm getting, can this mine other coins other than just Bitcoin? Yes, it can. It is an ASIC that is programmed for the SHA-256 algorithm. That's Bitcoin's algorithm. So if the other coin does not have special protocols and it's using the SHA-256 algorithm, which there are many, then yes, this device can mine other coins outside of Bitcoin. Yeah, and actually we're gonna go ahead and start the setup on this thing, and we'll jump over and show you how you can find other coins and how you can set this thing up to mine on other coins. So let's go ahead and jump over in there and get rolling on that. So here we are over in our remote session, and first and foremost, we are going to navigate to a website called miningpoolstats.stream. And from the main pool here, the main site here, you can see a whole bunch of coins listed just randomly. Now, we want to find specifically coins that are in the same algorithm as Bitcoin, the SHA-256. There's a couple different ways to do that. The easiest way is simply to click on Bitcoin. And then over here on the left, it literally lists out a whole bunch of the different coins for you. Another way is from the main site. You can do filter your algorithm right here. Just type your SHA-256. And now you only have SHA-256 coins listed down below. Now that you can select which coin you want, the next main thing, you'll have to do a couple things. One, you need a wallet. You need a place to mine to so that you can plug it into the device, and if you do hit a block on whichever one you hit, it will pay out that block. That reward will go to your wallet. So you have to find a wallet. How do you find a wallet? So hypothetically, because today we're just going to set up Bitcoin Cash, which is the second biggest on the SHA-256 algorithm. We're gonna try to set this up. So we're going to click on Bitcoin Cash. We want to find the wallet. How do you find a wallet? The best way to find a wallet for a coin is to go to their official site. For Bitcoin Cash, I went to the official site, bitcoincash.org, and then at the very top, there is a section called Wallets. It'll jump us down, and now it lists a whole list of different available wallets here. Let's move me out of the way. And there's a whole host of different wallets that are available just for Bitcoin Cash. And now out of these, I prefer Exodus because that's just one that I've used for a long time. Exodus is a software wallet that you install on a PC. It has multiple coins. It's a multi-asset wallet. That means it has a whole bunch of different wallets. From the wallet, you would go into the specific coin. You would hit deposit or receive to gather a receiving address, and that's the address that you're going to use. So we've got a wallet now. Pick your wallet, download, install. However, be safe. Never give out your keys to your wallet. Never give anyone access. Make sure that the site that you are navigating to is the official site for the coin. So yeah, those are just some tips. And then once we already have we've decided on the coin, we've got ourselves a wallet address. Now we want to find what pool, where are we mining to? So you're going back to your mining pool stats.stream, and you've selected your coin. In this instance, I selected Bitcoin Cash. And then it's going to show a whole bunch of pools just listed nicely down here on the left. And we want one that is a solo pool. So right here it says solo right beside it. Solo beside this one down here. We want to get one that has solo mining because this device, yes, you can pool mine. That is a thing. You can pool mine, and pool mine means that you and 1,000 other people can be on that specific pool, and when a block hits, you are splitting the reward based on how much work you've put in. If you are only using 1 terahash and somebody else is using 100 terahash, and neither of you have actually hit the block, but somebody else in the pool hits the block, you're not going to get paid the same as the guy that has 100 terahash. You're going to get 1/100th, most likely, of the reward that they get. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. So now we're going to find our pool. For this one, we're going to use LuckyMonster.pro because I've already set up some other devices on Lucky Monster. I like the layout. Another great one is the CK pool. I've got a number of items on CK pool, but we're going to use Lucky Monster. We're going to click on that. It's going to jump us over into the website itself. And this is what the main Lucky Monster website looks like. These are different coins that you can mine to within Lucky Monster. I want to go into Bitcoin Cash. So we're going to click right here. Bitcoin Cash. And then it's going to tell us. It's going to tell us exactly how to mine Bitcoin Cash. Here's what we need. We need the stratum, the pool URL, and the port. The port on this one is 6112. We're using normal difficulty. And we're using this pool address right here. So yeah, now we have our wallet address or our receiving address for the specific coin. For our wallet, we have our pool and port. Now let's go set up our device and get it mining on Bitcoin Cash. Let's go. All right, now before we jump in and plug this in and we start getting it set up, really good, important pro tip. You have your wallet address, you have your receiving address, you have your pool and your port. Go ahead and send that to yourself, to your mobile device, to your phone, to your tablet, whatever you're going to be setting this up with. Send it to it via email, via text, however. That way you can already copy it to clipboard and you already have it readily available. This will make your setup a little bit easier because then you won't have to go gather those details, but you already have them in hand. So yeah, next, let's go ahead and open up this power supply. We're going to plug it in. That's all there is to the physical setup. Plug in the power supply to the wall, plug in to the device. So yeah, let's do it. There you go. And there's our power supply. Okay, so there's our power supply. When you open this up, it has a nice wrapping on it. Take that off. That's just going to trap heat, the satisfying peel. And And then it's 2-part, which is nice because then you get extra cord length and you can better position your power supply so that it gets better cooling and so that it's not in your way. 2-piece, plug that guy in. All right, let's power it up. It just has like a USB-C type plug on the back. I didn't mention that. Now right away our little splash screen came up and it says Avalon Nano right there. And this is the instruction manual that came with it. And it's going to try to fire up. It says, it just has a little waiting symbol and it says hash. And now it gave us in the top corner a artificial IP address, and then it flashed. Rather than doing the entire full setup, you download the app, there's a QR code in there, you go ahead and connect to this device, you add the Wi-Fi SSID that you're going to want this to always connect to, and the Wi-Fi password, make sure it's exact. Then that will connect you into the device. It will then allow you to put in your pool, your wallet address, and your stratum. It'll also allow you to change the beautiful LED colors on this guy, and it'll allow you to change hash rate modes. But we're not going to go through the full entire setup because we've already done that again. Check out the full associated setup video. This was more just to go over some of the important Q&As and get this thing up and mining while we're at it. Let's go ahead and time warp and get it set up and mining. Let's go. All right, now we're set up and mining. This thing is running. I've got it on medium mode. It's hashing away on Lucky Monster for Bitcoin Cash on solo mining, and hopefully someday it hits us a block and we say yippee yippee. Now finally, let's close with one of the most important questions. How much does this cost? Where can I buy it? And should we buy it? Let's start with the should we buy it. If you have expendable income and the extra 100 watts or 90 watts or 140 watts, however you plan to use it, is not going to affect you greatly, then absolutely. This is a super low barrier of entry. It doesn't cost a ton, and it gets you into the game. It gets you into the mining, and maybe someday you hit a Bitcoin block or a Bitcoin Cash block or however you plan to mine with these. Hopefully that someday that you get your returns on this, but it's a possibility that you never do. If you run one of these and you just run it 24/7 and you run it on Bitcoin and you're running it solo mining, there is a possibility that you never ROI, that you never pay for the device. So that's something to keep in mind. Now let's talk about where you buy it and how much it costs. Where did I get mine? I got all of mine from the Indiegogo project, Indiegogo site. I'll make sure to put links for all this stuff down in the description. I got it from the Indiegogo site because that's where it initially launched. Canaan, they used Indiegogo. It's a crowdsourcing project site. And the cost on this guy is only a full set for the black version is $128. When it says full set, that means with the PSU. I highly advise buy it with the power supply right out of the gate. That way you don't have to mess with aftermarket power supplies that will fail. You don't have to go back and buy the power supply. This is made for this device. Buy the full set in this instance. Now, that is for the black device. You want a prettier version. You can also get a prettier version from Indiegogo. However, they only have the white, blue, and pink. The full set with the 3 other colors is $139. This is in US dollars. Of course, it can convert and it has different values on the site as well. Where else can you buy this? You can buy it from Canaan directly. Go onto their website. You can buy all 5 of the colors, including the beautiful canary yellow that I have here, from their official site. Where else can you buy this device? You can buy it from Mineshop, Mineshop.euy. These are, the next 2 are trusted sites that I have bought hardware from and that I would be okay with advising someone else to buy from. Mineshop.euy has a special Midnight Blue edition with their logo on it. It's a very pretty device. They have very good service. They're quick to respond. I highly recommend them. I also buy from Bitcoin Merch. They have all 5 colors available as well, but you're going to pay quite a bit more to buy it from Bitcoin Merch, but you will get the device in your hands quicker than any of the other options if you're in the US that I listed above. If you want it today, you want it now, you want it quick, go to Bitcoin Merch. You'll pay a little bit more, but you'll get it in hand much quicker, and they have all 5 colors. So yeah, I think that about wraps it up. Do you have additional questions or concerns? Put them down in the description. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. I'd be happy to dive off the cliff with you and figure these things out. But yeah, that's the Canaan Avalon Nano 3. It's a beautiful device. I love it. I have 4 of them myself. Again, I'll be giving away a brand new unopened one in a future video, or I will have one of my colleagues, one of my fellow content creators, give it away for me. We'll see how that goes. Stay tuned for those details. But that about wraps it up for today's video. And if you liked the video, you know what to do. Smash that like button and subscribe for future content. Thanks for coming along and enjoy the ride.